By clicking on this video, you have surpassed 95% of video editors on the internet. Because in this video, I'm going to tell you how to make insane subtitles, which will pay you decent bucks. And it's not one of those videos which will teach you nonsense, because in this video, I'm not going to show you how to create viral subtitles in After Effects, but also the fastest way to do them so that you can also focus on other aspects of video editing. And I will also give you some really nice presets, which you can use to save your time. So without snatching the presets and running away, let's get started. So before we do anything, the first thing which we have to do is generate auto captions in Premiere Pro. So I will open the text panel and create captions by clicking on this button, and then click on this to open more settings. There are 3 sliders to tweak the properties of the captions which you will be creating in future. But one I want you to focus the most is this one. This slider will help you to make you tell the Premiere Pro that up to how many characters you want in your captions. For example, if I set this to 10, then the captions will only show 10 characters at a time, and so on. So we will hit this button and aligns the text in the center, and adjust its size to 100 and change its font to Europa Grotesque Bold or Medium. Now we will convert this captions layer to the graphics layers. Otherwise, After Effects won't recognize this layer as a text layer. Now when all this nonsense is done, let's install the 64GB DDR5 RAM and select all the layers. Then click on this button to jump inside After Effects.
A few moments later.
Now, as you can see, our text layers are inside the pre-devakas, and this is not good for us because we can fully access the properties of our text layers. And to fix this problem, there are several scripts like unprecompose and reach, which can unprecompose all the text in a single click. So now when our texts are out, let's try to make it viral. So first, let's see how we can make this type of pop-up text animations. So to do this, I will listen the voiceover and select the subtitles according to the pauses in the video, and then press O key, and we will be at the end of the frame on our text layer, and then press Alt plus right bracket key to extend all the subtitles to the marker, and then select one subtitles at a time and drag it something like this to give it an attractive look. And we will also highlight the important text to the client's theme color to match their style, and then add some click sound effects to get this.
Alright, my name is Devin Jatho and this is a chart. Alright, my name is Devin Jatho and this is a chart.
Now let's see how we can create subtitles like this. So, to do this, it is important to add 15 to 20 characters while generating the subtitles. This is because when we will apply animation presets, then we don't have to work with a lot of text layers, which will save our time. So, to make our text like that, first we need to adjust our words like those frames. And to do it, first we will double-click on the layer, and then select the text which we want to change, and then increase its size by dragging this property. You can also press Enter to get the text at the bottom line, and if your text have any extra spaces, then it might not align perfectly. And to fix this, we will place our mouse at the beginning of the word and delete the unwanted space, and this will be fixed. Now you have to use these properties on the Characters panel and create a nice hierarchical order to make your text stands out. And you can also highlight the important text to give it a premium look. And this type of text look very premium. But to make this more attractive, we will apply some animation presets. These are the 5 presets which you should use while making this type of subtitles. For example, I've applied Fade Up by Words, and then press U to reveal the keyframes, and then drag this keyframe somehow, that the text completely reveals itself before the voiceover pronounce it. I've given some crazy text presets in the description in free of cost, so that you could use it in your edits. Now, let's see how to add these type of metallic text effects. And don't worry, I've also given the presets for it, but it doesn't mean you don't have to learn how to do it. So I will apply the CC light sweep effect on the text layer. And first of all, I will change my text color, as this doesn't work on white color until you change the light sweep color to white. Now I will drag this center point to a point where the effects doesn't seem to work on the text layer, and then move 1 second forward in timeline, and then change its position to here, and this will animation the text from left to right. And if you want to loop this animation, then just press this button and go to Property, and then select Loop Out Expression, and it will loop the keys forever until the text layer are preset on the timeline. If you don't like this linear motion, then select the keys and play with the graph, and you can see different types of easing in your animation. One more thing that you can also change the sweep angle, its intensity, and the width of the sweep according to you liking. So there's full customization options. Now when we are talking about customization, Then let's see fonts to make your texts even more dynamic. I don't know about you, but when I used to edit in my early days, I've installed a bunch of useless fonts which I've barely used anytime. They just waste my time and frustrate me. And this is the reason I learned all the popular don't names, and you should do it too, because it will help you to quickly search for it instead of changing the fonts. And if you did it too much time, then congratulations on breaking your Ctrl+Z key. So, the first font name is Europa Grotesque, and you have definitely seen this edit somewhere, because everyone is using it in their edits in social media, and this is the font used by Houston Cold. The next font name is Tactic Sans, which you might have never heard of, but it's a premium font used by Devin Jotho. And if you still think it doesn't look familiar, then show some purple and pink ramp on the text with a light sweep effects, and now it should. Moving ahead, the next font is used in Apple-style animation, which is SF Pro font family. And this is also a very clean and modern font to use in your videos. Now, the next font is Montserrat Bold and used by Alex Harmozy. There are several amazing fonts like this which I post on my community channel, so make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss them. Now let's see how you can create some awesome gradient ramps on your text layer, which looks really cool. So to make it first, what you don't have to do is apply a gradient ramp from the effects panels, because if you do so, then you have to change their points every time to maintain the same ramp. So instead of this, you will use gradient ramp from the layer style and then expand it, and edit the gradient ramp from here. And now you can see our text feels different as regular white color, which adds a depth in our video. And just like this, you can get an awesome looking text in seconds. Now let's see how you can create this text tracking effects, which looks really premium. Before making this, let's understand how this works. So basically, there are multiple keyframes on the text layers by which it's moving according to the head of the person. Although you can do it manually by using position keyframes, but it won't be smoother. And just look at this. Do you actually think you can keyframes this manually? So without using any brain, let's see how you can do the same. So first of all, we will add tracker panel from the window panel and dock it somewhere. And now select the footage which you want to track, and then click on Track Motion. And this will open the layer panel in full HD resolution to help the After Effects track objects accurately. Now zoom in and find a spot which can be visible for the entire video and has a good contrast. So I will drag my mouse on this box until it changes its color, and then drag it to his eyes. And if you increase this box, it will change more accurate and increase the CPU power. So let's play this and hope Devin Jotho to not blink his eyes. Okay, so our tracking is started and it's going pretty good, and all thanks to Devin for not blinking yes. So when this is done first, you have to create a null object, and then click on the footage and click Edit Target, and select the null object from this drop-down menu. And this is how you done this effects.
Get him!
Wake up, the work is not over yet. You have to click this apply button, and now if you press P on the null object, you can see a lot of position keyframes. And you may be asking what that's supposed to do with the text and why you didn't edit the target on a text layer. So it's because if you apply this on a text layer, then you won't be able to move the text, and you have to track the footage again in order to do the same effects on another text. But with the help of null object, we just have to parent the text layer to it, and we can see our text is moving with the head. And not just that, you can create any other text and parent it to the null and it will act the same. So basically, it's a future-proof method which can save your time. Honestly, you might find difficulties in tracking the footage if you are new. So if you want me to create a tracking tutorial explaining all these buttons, just let me know. Now, let's see how to create this blur text animation. So first, we will add a mask like this, and this will be the part where blur effect will take place. Now we will apply Gaussian blur to the first layer which has mask, and then change its value according to your preference. Now open the effect in the timeline, and you will find a property called composting options, which you had no idea why it existed. But if you hit this plus button and change the mask reference to what we just drawn, then you can see that the Gaussian blur effect is only acting on the mask, but its edges. Kinda seems hard, so we will expand the mask and increase the feather amount to smoothen the blur. And by this method, you don't have to create one mask on a layer and disable other to get this effect done, which is such a lifesaver. And the best part is, you just have to copy the mask and the Gaussian blur and just paste it to any other text layer, and it will work the same. This could be a game-changing effect which you can try out with different effects. And let's see how we can create this crazy, clean-looking text with the same technique. So first, we will create a mask like this, And don't put so much effort in doing this because we can adjust it later. Now simply apply the tint effect on the text layer and swap the colors so that our text color changes to black only. Now open the effect, then tint. And you can see this plus icon just beside the composting options. So we will click it and select the mask one from the drop-down menu. And now just open the mask which you have created and adjust the amount of feathers to get that awesome, clean-looking text. And now you know how you can also create those cool-looking text in 3D edits like Arsacre. And once again, you don't have to do this all over again for other text. Just copy mask and the effect, and then paste it on another text layer, and it will just look the same. So if you think this deserves a like, then don't hold your thumbs back. Now, when most of the video editors are gone, let's discuss some mistakes which you should avoid while making subtitles. The first mistakes which a lot of video editors do, especially the beginners, is they use some crazy presets and think that's the best thing they have done in the video, and people will be amazed to see them. And if you are one of them, then stop it. Just only use simple presets, and this will help you to maintain consistency throughout the video. Another mistake video editors do is they try to create something extraordinary in which they waste a lot of time. And as a video editors, you have to be very disciplined about the time you spent, because at the end of the day, you are trading your time for the money. And to avoid this, first ask to the client that what type of subtitles you need, and this will give a path to follow. Now, listen to this. Whenever you apply effects on your text layers, first change the label of the first text layer to something else, and apply the effects which you want. And then copy this effect with property link, and then paste this effects to all the remaining text layers. And by this method, you can change the effects by just using the first text layers, because everything is now connected with this. And you can do this with a bunch of different effects. And this can be a lifesaver if your client said to change something in your text. Now, the next mistake which you have to avoid is cutting the subtitles at a non-natural pause. Check out the videos of popular creators and you will notice that they don't just use generate captions and stick with them. Instead, they set the words in a subtitles in such a way that it stops on a natural pause. When you apply any animation preset on the text layer, what you have to focus is whether the text is perfectly synchronized with the voice or not. And always check for error, like subtitles do not overlap with each other. And please don't use deep glow everywhere. It's becoming a universal meme among video editors now. When you edit short-form content, just use this overlay and this will show you what elements in your video will be blocked with apps buttons. Like comment, shares, etc. And these small details are really essential to satisfy your clients. For that being said, I hope you learned something new in this video. And if you do, hit that bell icon. And don't forget to snatch the free presets, and I will see you in a next one. And if you want to animate your screenshot like a pro, Ren, watch this video.